I'm Dame Anne Begg. I'm the MP for Aberdeen South, and in the last Parliament I was Vice Chair of something called the Speakers' Conference, which was set up to look at the lack of diversity in Parliament, and we were charged with coming up with some recommendations, not just to government but also to political parties, about how they could improve the numbers of ethnic minorities, women, disabled people who actually stood in Parliament. What we found was that the key to this process were the political parties, because the people who become MPs always come through a political party. They have to be selected by that political party as the candidate and then elected by the general population. But if political parties have a selection process that discriminates against women, people from ethnic minorities, disabled people, indeed from people from lower socioeconomic groups, then the candidates that they will put before the electorate will be from a very narrow base. And therefore it's really important that political parties try and address the problems that we see in Parliament by changing and looking at their selection process. One of the recommendations we did make as a Speakers' Conference was that there should be a diversity fund. It's very important that people who come from perhaps lower socioeconomic backgrounds, who don't have a lot of money, have the opportunity to compete with those who do, who come from different backgrounds, or more affluent backgrounds, in getting selected as a candidate for election. And that election could be at any level, whether it's local council, Scottish Parliament or Westminster. The Diversity Fund, if it's set up, can actually make a huge difference to those who at the moment are disadvantaged and in fact debarred from putting themselves forward to stand for election simply because they don't have the money in order to get selected in the first place. For some people it's not a huge amount of money, but that money can act as an enormous barrier to participation in the political process. And we need to remove that barrier, and therefore a diversity fund, if it was set up in the Labour Party, I think can actually revolutionise the types of candidates who will be coming forward for selection and then hopefully election as Labour Party members.